You may step down.
We call Avery Lund. It's Exhibit F2095.
You swear that the testimony you give here will be true, so help you God?
I do.
Go ahead, sir, and get settled in the witness stand. Once you're settled, I'd like you to state your name and spell it for the record.
My name is Avery Barrett Lund. It's Avery Barrett Lund.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lund. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
Can you state your current residence address?
Yeah, it's 1007 Woodbridge Street. That's here in St. Paul, Minnesota, 55117.
And how long have you lived on Woodbridge Street?
That's been my permanent address for at least 10 years.
At least 10 years. Did you cast a ballot in the November 2008 general election?
I did.
And did you vote by absentee ballot?
Yes.
Now, I need to ask you a few questions about your qualifications. You've probably heard this series of questions, but I'll do it anyway. Were you a resident of the state of Minnesota at the time you cast your ballot?
Yes.
Had you lived in the state of Minnesota for at least the 20 days preceding November 4, 2008?
Yes.
Were you a citizen of the state of were you a citizen of the United States at that time?
I was.
And sir, were you at least 18 years of age on November 4, 2008?
Yes.
Okay. Has any court ever revoked your right to vote at any time for any reason?
No.
Okay. So as far as you know, you were fully entitled to cast a ballot in the general election in November 4, 2008?
Yes.
Now, you indicated that you voted by absentee ballot.
Yes, I did.
If you could look in the book in front of you, it's Exhibit 2095.
Is that F20?
F2095, yes.
I found it.
All right. Directing your attention first to the first page, is this a copy of the absentee ballot application form you filled out?
Yes, it is.
And then to the second page, is that a copy of your absentee ballot envelope?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, I move the admission of Exhibit 2095.
2095 is received.
All right, let's start with the application form. I take it you filled this out?
Yes, I actually signed it. I did not fill out the non-signature part.
Okay. Who filled out, who wrote down your name and the address and all that?
I had my mom do it because she has fairly clean writing.
Okay, she has better handwriting than you do?
Yeah, and I actually had a problem with this in a previous election, so I just wanted to cover my bases. I had a problem in the past with them not being able to read it, so I wanted to make sure that it was clear.
You'd had a problem with the election official. I'm sorry, let me ask a question if you would. You had a problem with the election officials not being able to read your handwriting?
In a previous election, yes.
What election was that?
I believe that was 2004.
2004. So you wanted to make sure that your ballot got counted this time.
Absolutely.
And so if I have you, if I understand you correctly, you asked your mother, who has very neat handwriting, please fill in the name and address part.
Yes, sir.
Just so that there's no mistakes. Oh, okay. And then, but that's your genuine signature here?
That is my signature. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's your accurate street address here on the address line?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's look at the second page, if we could, which is the envelope itself. Who filled out your name and address here?
That was me.
That was you. Okay. So we can compare the handwriting here to see who has better handwriting?
Absolutely.
We won't do that. And then the signature, is that your genuine signature on the envelope, page 2 of Exhibit F2095?
Yes, sir.
All right. And regardless of who has the neater handwriting, the addresses are the same on both of these documents.
They are the same, yes.
And both of them bear your genuine signature.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, at the time that you cast the ballot, were you a registered voter so far as you knew?
Absolutely.
Okay. And did you vote in the 2006 election?
You know, I believe I did.
Okay. And did you have any trouble in that election?
did not. I voted in person, if I recall correctly.
Okay, and nobody had any trouble finding your name in the roster book?
I don't believe so. I have no indication of that.
Okay, you were there at the polling place?
Yes,
And they looked up your name,
and I was there.
and then you signed it?
Yep.
And then you voted in person?
Yes.
Okay. So you, just to get the chronology down, you filled out the form and then you received an absentee ballot back in the mail with this envelope.
Yes,
And did you fill in all the little bubbles to cast your vote?
I did.
Okay. And then you took the ballot and put it inside the secrecy envelope?
Yes.
And then the secrecy envelope inside this, this absentee ballot outer envelope?
Yes.
Okay. And then you filled this in and signed it?
Yes.
And then your witness here is Heather Lund. Who is
Yes.
that?
That's my mother.
That's your mom, okay. And that's your mother's signature here?
It is.
And is your mother a registered voter so far as you know?
She is.
And how do you know that?
I voted with her in the past.
Okay, did you vote with her in 2006?
You know, I don't believe I did, but when I was a kid, I always went to the polls with her.
I see. Is that an important part of your family life, is participating and voting in elections?
Absolutely.
Okay. Does it continue to be an important part of your life, sir?
It does.
Now, after you, your mother signed the witness form here and completed the certificate, what did you do with the absentee ballot envelope?
The absentee ballot was mailed.
Okay. Did you mail it?
I did, yes.
And after you placed that envelope in the mail, did you believe you'd done everything you needed to do in order to cast that ballot?
Yes, I did.
Did you expect that the county would actually count your ballot?
That was my expectation.
Okay, you're a little disappointed to hear that it wasn't.
Yes.
I see. Other than casting this absentee ballot, did you vote in any other way in the November 4, 2008 general election?
Absolutely not.
This is your only ballot.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Freeberg may have some questions for you. I'm done for the moment. Thank you.
You may step down. Thank you.
Your Honor, we call Neil Roots, R-O-O-T-E-S.